Obviously, the first thing I did after getting out was to inhale a great breath of fresh air. The sun was setting. By the way, why has this car been here the whole time? I decided to take a walk. Take a walk. Take a walk. Take a walk. I don't know the song. Highly unlikely that I would find anything more exciting for to do the rest of the evening. That's why interesting could arise. Blah 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 blah. I was approaching the square when I heard a loud bang. It sounds like a metal shred. It sounded like something had exploded. I was paralyzed as I saw a giant EVA unit. Anyways, am I in a hostile environment, not knowing the rules of law of the place? It would have been better to run, but at the same time, I was curious. Probably I would have just kept standing there, but someone grabbed my hand. It was Olga. Why are you standing here? Let's go see what happened. Can you even manage without me? Sorry. But it shouldn't be anything serious, I hope. Gendo lost his head. When we came to the square, there was already a crowd of pioneers. Olga viciously pushed them aside and shoved them to the ground and beat them to the crowd and approached the crime scene. Obviously, someone had tried to blow up Gendo, we call it. It's Gendo, not Genda. But the attacker failed the moment we were standing upright. He was standing upright. Oh, is that him on flames then? I was kidding about him blowing up. Anyways, there was only a dim ash traces on the pedestal. Who the hell did this? She looked over the crowd of pioneers. Surely it wasn't done by an organized. It wasn't done by an. Their guys all came here just to look at what happened. I noticed Elsa and Alice in the crowd, and it looked like our camp leader noticed them too. You two, come here. They approached reluctantly. Why always me? If you think so, show me your hands, Alice. What's wrong with them? I looked closely and saw that they were smeared with black. Now it's clear. What did you make a bomb with? The junior terrorist hesitated over whether to confess or not. Active carbon, I knew it. Saltpeter and sulfur. Would that actually work? Saltpeter. I don't know. I failed chemistry. Why exactly the monument? What did this honored man who saved us from the angels' attack ever do to deserve this? Besides, he gave me the active carbon. She pointed at me with a finger. The whole square stared at me. Thoughts about pointlessness, the act of blah 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 blah. She don't lie, just tell the fucking truth. She said she had a stomachache. I gave it to her. I was the active nurse. Blame her, the bimbo. I did nothing. Even if he gave it to you, I'm sure that someone would never take part in a disgusting anti-social act. Yes, exactly what the overbearing 25-year-old said. I agreed. Ellipses agreed with me. Ellipses is the only friend I have in this whole game. He's with me through every scene. I could hardly imagine how long she would have kept on scolding Elsa if Electronic hadn't popped out at the very moment, shouting, I found it! I found it! They finally dropped! No. Everyone turned towards him. He held a boot in his hand. Here! Electronic boastfully shook it in the air. I wouldn't, if it's what I think it is, it'd be more like a frightful help. It's what I found of my friend. It's Shurik's boot. Is that like Optim's razor? Okay, calm down. Tell us in detail where you found it. In the forest. On the way to the old camp? There's an old camp? What's up with the old camp? Was that one from the 70s? Is that going to be the sequel where I'm from the 2020s and I get sent? Anyways. Whispers ran among the pioneers. The old camp. Oh, the old camp, 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 the old camp. Anyways, sorry. I tried to be professional here. Are you sure? Abso-fucking-lutely. What's so special about the old camp? I joined the conversation as that was supposed to be everyone shocked by my. Anyways, it's nothing special, really, except for this epic music in the background that tells me that something suspicious is about it. She stammered. Nothing, absolutely nothing. One of Seattle's legends tells of the story of a young camp leader's ghost living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her, and so she killed. Oh yeah, that's a pretty typical one. Don't smile at that. She committed Harry with a kitchen knife. Was she Japanese or did she just stab herself? Anyways, the next day, that boy was hit by a bus. Elsa ran out in front of the crowd. Bus? I refrained from asking about the route number. But science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, nor does our proud USSR believe in such foolish things as religion, for it is the opiate of the masses. It's about the only thing I remember of communism. But, so we have nothing to be afraid of. Anyways, someone should go there. Let me guess, that's gonna be me. Suddenly the crowd started to thin out. Olga, it's almost night, maybe tomorrow. I turned around and saw Sylvia and Lena. What if at night something to happen to him? No, today, right now, this moment. Everyone that has a picture that's available, that's been drawn of them, we're going. Background characters, you stay. By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described to me the directions to be told the story called camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. If you think that you're the only man. No, I'm not. There's a bunch of other guys here that just said shit. One of the other guys that whispered the old camp. I'm not the only guy here. If I am, that's actually quite sexy. But I know Electronic's here also. I looked around the area, of course. Electronic was quick. He probably went off to save his friend. I still didn't want to walk into the woods alone. If you asked me, I would. No. I can't go with Olga? Yes, but I've been working with her a little bit. Alice is still kind of pissed at me. So it's either Sylvia or Lena. You know what? I'll be right back. I'll make the decision as soon as I make a quick pit stop. Gives me time to think. You know, get rid of the whiskey and let me think a little bit more. All right, I'm back. So, a little bit of time to think there. Lena's going to be useless in the forest. But I haven't really done much with Sylvia. Let's go with Lena. Why not? This again, we complimented her. We had our private dance with her. Right now, she's the one we should be focusing on because she's the only one we had any interaction with other than Miku. So, go with Lena. I wouldn't have to go there alone, will I? Olga thought for a moment. You may be right. We'll go there tomorrow. For the last few minutes, I noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face, as if she wanted to say something but didn't dare to. The pioneers stared to disperse, as if they had forgotten about Alice and the explosion. He's still on fire, isn't he? Even our leader seemed to calm down and didn't react where we want to be anyways. We should go too. Yes, alone. To our rooms together. Night quickly fell on the camp. There's only a brief moment between the first rays of the sun. It was too early to go to bed, but the leader confidently walked to our cabin, as if mentally dragging me along with her. Olga, I'll take a little walk. Take a walk, take a walk. Anyways, okay. She looked at me intently, as if she wanted me to come along with her in her room alone. Anyways, but didn't find any reason to object. Shrugged her shoulders and kept on walking. I went back to the square. I didn't really want to look closely at the trivial damage done to Gindo, but it was at the exact center of camp. Oh, sorry, I pushed my quick click button instead. I sat on the bench, looked to the west. Into the west. Anyways, I wondered if the earth had revolved as axis as it should, or whether there was an actual north or south. It's hard to say. At this time, I didn't have any ideas on how to check the fundamental laws of nature. Hi? Lena appeared next to me from out of nowhere. Her ninja skills were a formidable. Anyways, hi, can't sleep? She looked at me surprised. Yes, it is early. May I sit on your lap? No, on you? Yeah, of course, sit down. I moved over a little. Saying a little was in fact an understatement. I actually shifted myself to the end of the bench. Thanks. She now thinks she has the plague because you gave her that much space. Sit next to her, you bastard. Dang it, I'm one to talking. I'm the shy bastard that still lives by himself. Depression. Lena sat and looked at the sky as if she's forgotten about me. It's sad. What's sad? That, Shirik disappeared. You know, our friend, poof, disappeared and no one's doing anything about it. Yeah, things aren't too good. She was as calm as usual, keeping silent most of the time. She blushed and felt embarrassed only when she had to speak or do something. The same silence, which could have been could be awkward by many people, including myself, was quite natural to her. I could hardly imagine Lena making an effort to carefully choose the right words to start a conversation or make a good remark, trying not to look stupid or alternatively trying not to look as rude as Alice. I just was able to compare her just when she contented with being herself. I didn't read that, did I? I'm starting to mumble. Blame the whiskey. Does that mean that my attempts to start a conversation with her could be seen as rude? That the expression become friends could be interpreted as a intrusion into her private life? Something else into her I like. But something in this girl attracted me. Her face, her body. Anyways, maybe it was her mysteriousness, and she certainly wasn't lacking in appearance, that's for sure, or feminine charm. Anyways, don't make this a comment. Anyways, everything's going wrong. Okay, we're back. I didn't have an answer for that. That's why I still hadn't been openly accused of being annoying. I'm sure he'll be found. How can you escape from a submarine? Lena didn't seem to appreciate the joke. The camp must be a large submarine to me only. I hope so. And you careless bastard. Anyways, tomorrow Olga will call the police. They'll find him for sure. And what if during the night? Her expression grew sad. What if something happens to him? Alone at night in the forest. Anything could happen. The goblins could take him. A witch could bake him in a stew. Aliens could abduct him and take him to an alternative future. Anyways, what? He must be lonely. She's in love with him. I'm only helping her. Anyways, no one forced him to go there. What if he just got lost? He shouldn't go walking by forest by himself. You don't have any pity for him at all. Shirik must be getting there alone. Of course I have pity for him, but I felt ashamed. In any case, Lena was right. A person was missing, damn it. Anything could happen during the night. We aren't seriously going to search for him now, are we? She didn't reply, still looking somewhere far off, with the last rays of sun shined over the tops of the old trees, as if trying to leave a bit of warmth within the people. Do you really think that roaming around the forest in the dark is a good idea? Probably not. For some reason, I was sure that was exactly what she thought. Recently, I seemed to start thinking to understand Lena even without words more often. And she seemed to be influencing me mentally, making me agree with her. Lena's silence was more informative than any chatter or attempts at persuasion. They looked for him during the day already. Everywhere? She stopped watching the sunset and looked at me. I don't know. I think everywhere. What about the old camp? For the first time, her words sounded self-assured and not vague or different. Where is it? I have no idea. Electronic told us. Well, if you trust him. I grinned stupidly, but Lena kept looking at me seriously. Sure, if it's not too far. So, you want to go? Of course I don't. Well, we can if it's just there and back quickly. Okay. Lena smiled and gave me a flashlight, which appeared out of nowhere. No, literally, it just materialized. Then I realized I was on the Starship Enterprise and this was a holodeck. Yes, that would be quite useful. Oh. And nothing was up to me. Sorry, I was drinking. I sighed as if doomed had headed into the forest with her. Doomed to head to the forest with her. Ellipses followed with. Night fell on the camp. We walked slowly. Lena was next to me, but not too close. Damn it, she's not doing the cute hug arm thing. Okay. It was strange, but it looked like she wasn't afraid of anything. Moreover, she didn't seem to be bothered much about what we were doing, as if we weren't walking to the forest at night, but just watching a movie with other people playing lead roles. Actually, went through puberty there for a second. Electronic said that the old camp was not far, and if we walked straight to it, then it would be hard to get lost. After a few minutes, I was completely unsure that we were walking straight. Excuse me. I started to burp, which scared the wildlife and got us killed. No, it started to seem like it would be a miracle for us even to get out of here, especially with the bat sound effects. But I didn't want to lose face before Lena, so I tried to walk carefully, puffed my chest and tried to be masculine about the whole thing. Anyways, the forest was full of silent, flickering shadows and glimmering moonbeams. The grass quietly rustled under our feet, and branches rustled over our heads. Old oaks stood next to young birches. Large mushrooms emerged from under the latter, as if taking off their large hats in salute. Apparently, I ate one of the mushrooms and were tripping balls. On any other day, or rather at any other time of day, it would have looked really beautiful. Actually, no, it still looks quite beautiful. And maybe safe at night too, but nevertheless, I shuddered at each gust of wind. Look. Lena pointed forward. I rubbed my eyes and saw a gap between the trees. In a minute... sorry, my watch. I think my watch just died. By the way, my watch is actually hooked up to my cell phone, so... Anyways, in a minute, we were in a rather large clearing. In the middle of it stood a building which looked like a village school or a kindergarten. The paint was falling off the walls. There was several holes in the roof, like the aftermath of a bombing. It was Alice did it again. And the glass windows looked like threateningly. It was not a very pleasant sight. Like me in the morning. Anyways, I couldn't remember how I imagined this place a moment ago. It was like all the images had been erased from my memory, like placed by this depressing graveyard view. View, I said. There we go. Well, it's creepy. Lena was standing silently, but a natural expression of fright appeared on her face. Now that looks like I pulled on my pants and surprised her. Do you think he's in there? I have no idea. If I was Shirk, then a haunted house would be the last place I'd hide in. Shall we go? What, back to camp? Sure. Ah, she's a ghost. She faded into nothingness. I didn't manage to answer before she faded into a ghost. I now had to report back that Lena disappeared and I was with her. No, the moon appeared from behind the clouds and illuminated a clearing with new colors. Okay, I see. Actually in one color. White. The white of the grave. I could see more clearly in the distant trees, the mist shrouding them. It felt like the temperature dropped several degrees, making me shiver. Are you afraid? Lena asked calmly. Honestly, she smiled almost imperceptibly and took my hand. It would have caused a storm of emotions in any other situation, but at this time, it felt like a basic necessity. Oh, look at that cute smile. Aren't you adorable? Anyways, we slowly walked into the building, which looked a lot like the outside of the building. Ellipses was there too, again, ever following me. Oh, that's a creepy noise. Walking through the oh, it's the old playground. That's even creepier. Walking through the playground, I pushed a merry-go. Oh, that's even creepier, causing a creaky, nasty half-turn. Leva shivered and grasped my hand tighter. Sorry, I probably just remembered my childhood. Did you like merry-go-rounds? Yes, actually, I don't know. I don't remember. Probably. All children's like them. I didn't like them. Why? I got dizzy when I rode them. No wonder, if you spin too fast. I like swings more. Yeah, I'm a swinger myself. I mean, I like swings. Well, you can't get dizzy on a swing as well. But, why would you? I don't know. We were kids. We did stupid shit like that. The conversation had distracted me a little, and I stopped worrying myself about everything. About Shurik, about the night trip, and about Lena. After all, this world is not so alien. Finally, we reached the doors. Oh, excuse me. Talk among yourselves. I'm back.